Welcome to the Motley Croc Show. It is May 8th, 2025. Sorry, we're a little bit behind. I was, again, as I always do, have difficulties typing stuff in for my co-partners, I guess, and I have to go back and double check myself. But with that being said, behind the stage is always the Manic Satanic Reptile Nerd, Jeff. What's up, bro? It's a long time no see.
I know, man. How's everything?
Seems to be going pretty good, I think.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I like the ST hat.
Me too. You know, sometimes I want to break it out once in a while.
Hell yeah. You should be drinking a Pepsi.
A whole lot because I don't want to ruin it. It's kind of cool, you know, so it's a special occasion kind of thing.
Definitely. A little
I
black.
mean, I haven't been here in a while, so you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Let's see if we got anybody coming in. It's weird that, you know, it's starting to pick up now. I think people are starting to see us. I'm trying to make sure everybody's out here and everything's pushing because, you know, dude, this whole
Sounds fair. Let me get this
going through it right now, the whole thing here, looking at everything because there we go. Yeah, it just seems like it's always something lately, man. Exploring, how you doing, bud? Good to see you.
What's up,
We're just getting warmed up here anyways. We haven't been here in a couple weeks and we got Jeff with us. Brittany's back. I think we'll have Marissa, so it'll be kind of a fun thing.
Nice.
Brittany should be coming to the stage pretty soon, so we'll start getting her involved. This right now, I hope we're out and about on everything here. Let's see here.
It's all good.
Make sure I go here to this here and go for it. Boop, boop, boop. I hear Brittany coming in, I think. Let me see. There she is. She just popped in the back studio. And Brittany.
Hey.
So there's three of us on now. I mean, we've got nobody here. I love it.
I didn't know it was hat day. I would have dressed appropriately, man.
I didn't know Brittany was doing that either. That's cool. She must have found one.
I found the one that you gave me, and you pushed the brim. I have it.
Nice.
The Croc Show hat.
I think that's the one I left the pentagram off so you would wear it. Because let me tell you a story, Jeff.
Tell me the story.
I went to the Salem Black Craft store in Salem. One of the coolest places I've ever been to. What's up, Craig?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Craig.
I bought Brittany this like Sherpa, lime green Sherpa. Zip up, warm, black end bands with the big, you know, like my necklaces had the goat in it and stuff. And I said, man, I want to get this, but well, you're like, yeah. Oh, she'll wear it. It's decoration somewhere. I should have bought an XL and kept it for myself.
I have worn it in my house when I'm cold.
In her house, Jeff.
While summoning demons in the house.
In her house.
I love it. It's very cozy. It is very cozy. It's like that really like on the inside. It's like a really soft sheep. Woolly material. Yeah, like it's hard to explain how soft it is, but it's very soft.
Well, you got to do something with all those sheep and goats that we sacrifice. You got to, make them into jackets.
Yeah. And they dye them green, so it's very occultic.
Exactly. Very St. Patty's Day. I dig it.
Isn't it? Don't you keep it in a box, shoved in your box for a roach blanket in your office? Where do you have it? Because it used to be in your office.
It's hung up in my closet. It
used to hang up in there, and then I think John didn't like it and went out there with some holy water and said, "We're not going to have that in this Catholic home."
No, I hung it up with all my coats.
He's like, "We're not going to get that pentagram out of this bedroom right now." What kind of shit is your brother trying to pull in here?
In the bedroom, so he's just going to feel it.
Again, I don't know why we really don't. Nobody's around. It's weird. I don't see anybody in here, so I hope we're broadcasting enough and we didn't do something.
We're definitely broadcasting to Facebook and YouTube. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. By 4 on the one side here. I mean, that's not. There's more here on YouTube.
Maybe it's because we. Did you guys go on last week from Belize or?
No,
we weren't able to.
Yeah, there was no way. The service in some of the areas and where Marissa usually broadcasts from is from this.
You are live on Instagram as well, so.
I wonder if we're just getting. Sometimes it's delayed. Because I'll notice we'll be talking about something and like 3 minutes later, they'll start talking about the topic that we moved from. So I wonder if that's going on too. But you know what? I don't really care. I don't care. We're here to talk. I haven't seen Jeff in a while. It's been a week since I've seen Brittany. Craig's here. As long as Craig's here, that's cool. Craig is one of my very few friends that keep in touch with me pretty much every other day with some ridiculous meme or something he finds. It's like a laugh of the day. Like, your day sucks. You're like, oh, that's fucking good.
Yeah, Craig definitely gets the forwards out for sure.
Yes, yeah. And mine come in a nice text message, so it's like a nice one-on-one.
It's just you and Craig.
Brotherhood. Yeah, nice, some of the stuff. That's so far out there. It's really good to see.
Nice, man. Nice. I I don't know if you saw this. I was about to send you another article about weird animal shit this week. Did you see the alligator fighting the crocodile in the park?
I remember that. Was that this week or wasn't that?
I just saw the video, so I'm assuming it was new.
Yeah, the crocodile. He finally ran the alligator off. I think it was from. It was posted by Everglades Alligator Park, I think, or Everglades Everett Park, whatever. And I think it was that a little while ago, Brittany. That did happen a little bit ago.
I think that was a couple weeks back.
Yeah, I missed it. See, I'm late to the party now. That's what happens when I miss a couple of Motley Croc shows for
Thanks, Craig.
Work.
But we did have a recent thing, which I would like to touch on when Marissa gets here, because I think she is going to come in. I want to talk about the canoe flipping alligator killing the lady bullshit story.
I was going to say, do you think they really flipped the canoe, or the husband got a good insurance policy and gave her a little?
I think even a lot of police officers and, shall I say, law enforcement are probably thinking the same thing.
Oh, that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, I've never heard of a alligator flipping a canoe.
I mean, okay, so
what did I miss?
An alligator killed a woman, an elderly woman, in a canoe with her husband. They were in 2.5 feet of water. They went over him, quote unquote, went over top of him, and I would assume they mean unexpectedly. And when he thrashed underneath them, they said he was about 10 to 11 feet. Now that's a big alligator. I'm sorry, that's a very big alligator. So a thrash may get someone's go, oh my God, Henry, and lean to one side, and you pour yourself over. But the story of the alligator grabbing her, killing her, and then leaving her body down the river or whatever, they don't even know which one it is, and they're removing alligators that they don't even know, and they're getting euthanized, and that they probably weren't even guilty of it.
Guilty by association, man.
Oh God!
So I mean, I know people hate. Well, you don't know that, sir. Well, maybe not. Maybe some of them are turned over. There are a lot of good alligator farms that take those animals and put them in a breeding population. So I'm not going to say that, you know. FWC came out today saying it was a defensive response. Okay, to thrash around, but let's not take into consideration that we are in breeding season. That's
right. I was going to say we're just in the breeding season, and
right? So there's going to be some
warned.
Yeah,
when I was still coming down here as a tourist.
Yeah, they were killing alligators. That's my problem with it. I think that's where it starts to bother me a little bit. That's not right. That's just not right.
No, because they're killing an innocent alligator. Like, that's dumb.
You know, yeah, no, it's you know, to wholesale kill alligators because, you know, one person accidentally or was helped by her husband got killed. Exactly. Like, oh, look at that over there. Boop. Goodbye.
Right. That's what I would think. Like, or she was already dead and we weekend at Bernie's are out there.
That's true too. Yes. Was she wearing like little round glasses and he had his arm around her the whole time?
I don't like that because this is reminding me of the response lately with the bear attack too, allegedly on the guy who chained his dog to the fence, and the bear allegedly killed the dog and then attacked this man in his house.
I know. Like, I think it was a Bigfoot. I'm just saying.
It might have been. But for me, it's like, I find it interesting that now all of a sudden this comes out. We have a black bear attack at first in like forever.
Well, what does the color of the bear
and now they
want to. I'm just going to say that. You beat me to it.
Fucking A, Jeff. You're just a second too short.
Nice.
I love it, though.
Well, I mean, it's the Florida,
okay, so Jeff and I are floating the same tonight. Okay.
It's the Florida black bear. But I'm just saying, like, I just find it funny that all of a sudden we have to kill this many black bear, right? But now let's all of a sudden tell the story about how this dog and this man get mauled to death by a bear, and it just so happens.
Okay, but hold on.
I bet he's got a GoFundMe.
There you go. Just like, I mean, there's a lot of GoFundMe's making money off some.
Oh my fucking God,
like that, dude. But let's for the sake of argument, let's be fair to. You're really not fair to it, but listen to what I'm saying. There's a specific number, and I don't know for sure, but I think the specific number is 184 bears need to be removed. Right?
Why?
I think because they're studying this is what I would think now, coming from an animal perspective. I'm not going to say right or wrong. That's my opinion. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying.
Hey, Noah.
What's up, Noah? When you look at the population of bears that they have in the areas that they're talking about throughout Florida, you have to look at the ecosystem and the habitat and what is sustainable per bear. How much space do we need per bear? Now, before us as humans ruined all of that and built out so far into their population that we condensed them, Then we stopped hunting them for a while, and they built an overpopulation. So what will happen with that? You'll cause the colony will implode. So if you don't cull certain bears, there really is nowhere for them to go except into civilization, kill other bears because loss of territory. I mean, I'm not an animal rights activist by any means, but that is exactly it in a nutshell, in black and white, what that is. And it's culling for a reason. For this is how much we have in a population, and this is how much space we have. So we're either going to force these almost 200 bears into, well, what I mean by implode is they'll wipe the system out. They cannot sustain, and then they'll wipe that out and then move into the cities and get shot anyways. And now you have a real problem, which is bigger. But by culling, you put money back into, you have to pay to do that, to kill the bear. You have to buy a tag. There's regulations on the bear. Usually they don't shoot mothers and cubs and young bears. Usually bear hunters know what they're looking for when they're culling. I mean, you know that. We've worked with bear guards on movesets. Yeah. So they're going to cull older bears that aren't producing anymore, maybe that are limping, have arthritis, and they're going to wipe them out because they're in competition of a caloric intake that other bears need to have and other wildlife in order for everything to thrive. So I really think that's where that's going. Right or wrong, how you feel about a sentient being removed. At the end of the day, it's being removed because of our terrible negligence and building so far into the environment for $1 that we've killed a lot of space in Florida. And then we've added space. So anything that was natural marsh, we filled up with land and put people on it. So really, at the end of the day, it's about us not really managing our humans properly in the state of Florida by saying, well, you might have to have a waiting list to live here. We're not just going to create land and kill everything and the whole reason you want to come here. Right. And if you only want to come here to live the Miami lifestyle and be plastic and be 85 years old, getting blowjobs from hookers and Cadillacs, then just go to that area, and you may not be allowed in there because it's not, maybe you're going to have to wait for some other dirty old white guy to die. Then you can be in his spot. You understand what I mean? So if the country's really pushed out that far, you have to cull, because it's the same when they did it with salties. I mean, crocodiles, once you encroach too far into things, and that's true. And Ben says, it's been said thousands of times, that hunters do more for the environment than the animals than any other thing one animal rights activist has ever done. Absolutely. The science has proven he's not lying there. Well, the problem is that we think about, you have to know when to compartmentalize, because killing an animal is not, for most hunters, I don't think, I'm sure you got wackos everywhere. You got rapists, pedophiles, wacko hunters, we know this. But for the most part, hunters like the ones we worked with, or maybe even Ben himself, you don't necessarily get up and go, I just want to murder an animal and have fun with it. You're managing your land. You're removing feral hogs that bring disease or kill your stock, especially if you're breeding alligators and coyote, things like that. Yeah, you're going to have to take something's life once in a while. So it wasn't it wasn't that, we try to detour them for the most part and to keep them from our farmland. We're sharing land then by detouring. So purposely going out and killing things just to be brutal and kill, obviously, it's unacceptable. Right. But hunters as a whole, and we worked with some really amazing bear guards on our TV show that were just some of the coolest guys. And, they made some very valid points that a lot of people who think emotionally don't think about. Like, they go out, they hunt with a family member, they take down an animal that lasts them their season. They know where that animal's been, what it's grazed on. They know its lifespan. They've created a relationship with the land. We're all meat eaters here, right? We're all meat eaters, so we're all in the game. Oh, yeah. And so they say ours doesn't come off a diaper. We don't go to the store, take the plastic wrapper, and rinse all the paint off a diaper. We know where the meat came from. So in essence, things are still being killed either at a mass rate. So I've never really hunting for meat hunting and things like that, or it's important. It's important. Yeah. It's the same as breeding alligators for meat and breeding alligators for skin. It produces poaching and over harvesting an animal because people get greedy and they can't sustain because we're greedy. So I think there's a lot to be said about that. So yes, it's going to alarm people with the bear. Sorry, I took a lot of time on that. It's going to alarm people with the bear, but there's a need for that. There's a science, because we're hurting the bears by not doing it, and we're hurting the bears by encroaching. So we need to learn to manage our human population, our population areas in Florida better. That two bad guys. But if you think of how many people die in Florida and how many people move out of their house, you shouldn't have to be building brand new. No. So if you really want to take like a conservation view of it, if you already have houses with amazing structures built, refurb them and sell them to the person. because you're going to have them in millionaire neighborhoods. You're going, why do we have to build to put your one-of-a-kind brand new house on? It should just be a rule.
Yeah.
If you have the space to do it, great. If not, we're not ruining the land for you, so you have to do refurbed. Or you can wait the 15 years until, this changes again. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have an older population than the rest of the country for the most part. Other retirement areas do, but a good portion of our state is 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on a banana peel. It's not You
mean in a golf cart? Just saying.
Or that? Yeah, say in a golf cart.
I'm not against it. I'll get me one, Jeff. I'm getting me a golf cart. You better come ride it with me.
And just you might as well let those 184 bears get into civilization. Put that shit on pay-per-view.
That's a fair way.
All at once.
And they're really because you can't take, I guess you could, but it would be very shocking. You could pull those bears out, but then you have to find the people that'll have the land to take care of them. And I know that there are people that will do that.
Sure.
I'll take a rogue bear. I'll give it a life. It can live on this 10 acres back here. It's completely encaged. There are people that are very wealthy that do that, and I respect them. But you can't take a bear like that and move it up so far up north. It's not used to the winter. Does not hunt. Right. So you're putting things so far. Thank you, Craig. You're putting things so far into perspective. So I don't want to come across as like, oh man, I don't want to kill a bear. But it doesn't. I don't want to personally go kill a bear.
Right.
But there are people that are skilled hunters that know what they're doing, that will hunt a bear and do it right, and take what their tag allows them to take, which is going to prevent overreactive citizens. Like next time a bear walks through the neighborhood, they're going to shoot it, and it's not meant to be shot. It's just passing through.
Right.
Yeah.
And but when you put professionals in, the hunters go get tags. There's not a bunch of yahoos. I mean, these hunters have grown up. I mean, most of them come from the crackers, and these people have lived here since the beginning of settlers here. So that's what they do. And there's nothing wrong with that. So culling is an important part of protecting the ecosystem.
Keeps the population down.
I mean, we do it to each other.
I was going to say, we should call humans sometimes.
What's up, Ben? It's good to see you, Bubba.
Even in this particular case, though, with this particular attack, as they say, that same day they went out and shot 3 bears, and 2 of which they came back and said were not the bears that did the killing. So they killed 2 innocent bears in the area.
But it's still right. But it's still part of the culling that they're going to do. They're going to have to start to, they have to start somewhere. And
but it's not supposed. But that's not supposed to be later this year. So it's not even in the right time.
Until
this was
wait a minute. Until something happens, and I bet you. They shot 2. That's going to have to go against the 184 that they approved. So they'll have to drop it down, the number when it hits the thing, because of this attack. Yeah. Now,
and it costs money too, because
so they are going to pay to do it. So
that's what I heard.
Government likes that too.
Yeah, it's just weird because the story just keeps changing with this particular case. Like nobody has the first story. Like first, it was the guy was mauled to death by this bear. Like it took off the door. And like literally came inside and ate him. And then now, per what has been released as of yesterday, they believe the man was dead for 2 hours prior to the dog even dying.
Yeah, that's the smartest comment I've seen yet about that right there.
You're probably right, Ben.
You're right, Ben, because these people watch the damn YouTube videos of people doing stuff, and they think they can get away with it. And the bears, man, they're wild animals. They don't care about your family.
Man too. Yeah,
he was feeding them. You're right, Ben. You're right. That's gonna be a favorite comment for me here, buddy, because he's absolutely right on that.
Yeah,
it's the guy was.
I mean, I'm not against.
It's just that I just feel bad
per se. I don't know if I could participate in it. I don't think I could participate in the alligator hunt. I just don't have it in me.
Yeah, but that's right. That's us, right? I don't want to go do it either.
Yeah, I'm not against it,
but I'm not against it. Do what you have to do to protect wildlife, and I'll do my end.
Right. And to protect people. I mean, look at things like up north. You have the moose. That if they don't hunt the moose, those things are huge. Like they get in the middle of roads and
they're cool.
Cause tons of human deaths. They're awesome animals. I mean, if you ever seen one in person, it's about 5 times bigger than you would expect it to be. They're
fucking unreal. Can you imagine the ones in Ireland that they hunted to extinction? But listen, Brittany.
Oh my God.
What Jeff said is very valid. But if you look in those areas, man have been hunting them for a couple thousand years.
Yep.
Oh,
that's a normal thing to hunt, right?
Yeah.
And so, yes, but that is not overbuilt. Up there where we were in British Columbia, where those things are roaming around too, that is not overbuilt, dude. There's like 10 people in the town. So, what's up, Sage Pup?
Yeah, no, I agree with Ben too with the deer.
Yeah, dude, that's so
like
true.
if you don't hunt the whitetails, they're everywhere, man. They're on the roads. They get hit by cars and take people down with them. I mean, so it does serve a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like venison. I'm sorry, I think deer meat's really good.
I like venison.
I like all meat. I'm a carnivore. I never deny it.
I'll eat pretty much any meat.
If I can honestly tell you that I have some nice rifles, and if I had to start hunting to do what I needed to do to eat, I'm hunting.
Hell yeah.
And I'm not against it. I'm going to survive because at the end, that's my journey. If they're like, well, the government's coming in and they're like, whoa, we're going to take away whatever they say that'll happen, or they want to cut that down to change food, whatever. And I don't agree with it. I'll go live in the land. I'll live like a normal human. I'll have electricity. I'll pay my bills. I'll just buy my hunting licenses and I'll go out and hunt.
Speaking of giant animals, I sent you the article about the Floridian who was killed by a buffalo in Yellowstone. That article.
I think you did. Yes.
Jeez, those people. They're half the time, Jeff. Those people are idiots up there in Yellowstone. I mean, the shit that people do with the wildlife up there. I'm like, what are you doing? It makes for
good entertainment. I love seeing people get beat up.
I love watching videos of people trying to get up on wild animals and fucking get kicked in the face. I'm sorry, it's just
Yeah. Oh my God.
Elk is the bomb.
Too. But I guess it's just a bad week to be a Floridian in a national park because 2 people fell off a cliff in was it Zion or one of those parks in Utah? And then
but that's because people live in Florida their whole life are flatlanders. Right. They can't tell the difference. God dang.
Louise.
I'm not going to jump off. You jump off first. Crazy, man.
No, bison's actually, Seth, bison are a lot like me. Just let me stand with my own and don't come over here.
Yeah.
That's not me. They still taste good, though.
And to pull it all together, we had the meth smoking raccoon. Y'all see that?
The crack smoking raccoon? No.
Oh, yes. Yeah. In the car. And the cop was like, that's hilarious.
They were arresting a lady who was obviously living in her car by the look of the car. Instead of windows, she had like lattice that she must have stolen off somebody's porch or something like that. And the cops were looking in the car. They had her outside in cuffs, and there was a raccoon with her meth pipe trying to put the meth pipe in her mouth.
Oh my God, that's
he's
hilarious.
Like the cops laughing like he's smoking it.
Oh, the cop thought it was hilarious, man. He's like, he's smoking the meth. I'll send you this.
Tourists at Yellowstone think they're invincible and they can move out of the way at last minute and they're like, wow, but it doesn't always work that way. Absolutely.
100%, Noah. 100%. They just don't mess around.
We were talking about that, Ben. I'll go kayaking with you, whatever. That was a big joke. There's more to that. There's way more to that. You ain't kidding, no. I do like bison. I think they're really amazing animals.
They're beautiful.
But I like ground. Brittany and I were just in Belize, and there's some very pure meat harvesting out there. You've got the Mennonites, and they're very big into farming throughout those areas and have been for a lot longer than I even thought. A lot of history to that. But they breed all that meat, and it's all put into a process plant there, and they've got their own freezers, and you buy it. And the cost there is absolutely unreal compared to what it is.
Yeah.
Here. It's like
bison meat?
Of any meat. Like listen, you could live, for $100 American, you could live 30 days off of what you could buy there for fresh red meat. And it's not pink. True. It's not all painted pink. It's like a nice deep rust brown with the fat ground into it, air vacuumed, weighed, and priced. And I break it open. We put some natural butter in there that they got from those farms, and that would and I fed Brittany, Brittany, you got to taste this, man. She was eating buffalo like, God dang. I'm like, buffalo meat is the best.
I never thought in a million years that I would ever try buffalo just because I was like, I don't know, like in my head, I'm like, but it's buffalo. It's sacred. I don't know.
I know that's a thing. That's a thing. But they sacredly fed a lot of sacred Native Americans too. Or
I know. So I'm like, I don't get why it's like bothering me so much. But then like Troy's like, just try this bite or whatever. And it was like, it's like next level. It's very good. Very, very good meat. And it's like super tender and it's really delicious. I was shocked. And he had it ground. It was like grounded. He had cheese on top and like.
Oh, but they ground it. They ground it. They do it there all by hand. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Ron, what's up, buddy? He said he was raised hunting, and he said 5 bear encounters. Every one of them have hauled ass away from him. He disagrees with the knee-jerk reaction of killing every animal in the area. My uncle's in Pennsylvania and hunt bears. Bear meat sucks. And I agree with him. Killing every animal in the area is pretty is pretty sad,
It's
but we all know
stupid.
how they care about animals at times. When something like that happens, they have to keep the public happy.
Yeah.
Just like
And
Jeff
the
and I
animal
know because we
suffers.
watched the series Mindhunter on Netflix. I know Jeff watched it.
Awesome series, man.
And, right. So what they did was they were working in the old days, and they would just grab anybody off the street and say they caught the person, blame them, and throw them in jail.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot to that. So now they're like, oh my God, we want to let everyone know we got the 2 bears in the area. You're safe tonight, because people live in safe and they'll just bother you to death, and everybody wants to be safe, and that makes them feel safe.
Right.
Seth said, but I may not have cooked it. I may have cooked it.
It's not very fatty, like beef. You know, it doesn't have that marbling like beef does, so you get not as much flavor sometimes, but it's good.
One of the things you have to take into consideration too, man, like you really have to look at the bison meat, where it comes from. If you're getting meat shipped out from the west when they're on the grasslands and they're grazed, you're going to get a nice meat. In Florida, you're going to get a little bit of different, because you know a lot of people don't know this, but there's a lot of let me think of that. There's a plant, and they have to pull it out.
True,
and like
Noah.
toxic, the meat makes the meat really toxic. I don't know. Like this guy was talking to me about it the other day, and he's like, you know, you're grass fed, but in Belize. Oh, nightshade is what I'm thinking of. Nightshade. And some farm animals eat that. They die, but some animals process it, but it goes into their skin and it can cause inflammation in humans and all kinds of stuff.
To humans.
That's why when people eat tomatoes, a lot more people than you think that eat tomatoes and tomato sauce, their joints hurt and swell because it's nightshade and it attacks certain parts of the body. I mean, we've tolerated it over the years, but it's really not like everybody goes, oh, it's a super. It does that to people. And if you're really sensitive to it, it can be terrible. So he was saying that grassland animals, their meat's always much leaner and cleaner. And so I totally understand that. And they're, you know, they're grazing them on 45 acres.
I was gonna say it definitely tastes different, the grass fed to the corn fed.
Yes.
You know, it's much healthier meat without a doubt. And it's much healthier for the animal to eat grass than to eat corn.
Right. Corn was for mass production.
I like the taste of corn fed meat better than I like the taste of grass fed meat. Grass fed meat can be a little earthy for me. You know, but then again, I like stuff like goat cheese. I love goat cheese, which is super grassy and earthy.
Yeah, but if you know grass-fed meat,
if you just,
what I find that, and a lot of people think that salting things are bad for you, but you should really over salt them and let them sit in the fridge 2 days and then cook it, man. It is the best thing ever. It's just,
don't be stingy with the salt.
Yeah, and you know what? They try to lie to you and tell you don't need salt. We need salt. We need a lot of salt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we got to be able to hold hydration, especially in areas that's high humid where we're pushing liquid out all the time. So, you know, there's a lot to that too. But yeah, I salt the meat. I put it in there for about 3 or 4 days, and my God, dude. But in Belize, you don't have to do that. Natural, whipped cream, packaged, like or sour cream packaged there naturally. It's not like this caked on gelatin kind that you buy here. It's like so soft, it's like, you know, melted pudding, and you put it on over the top, and dude, it's so natural there. I can't take that away from it. It's so natural there, dude. The food in Belize is so natural right now. You know, and it's limited. It's not everybody over consumes. There's no fast foods, no McDonald's. There's no overconsumption.
No, I'm
not saying that there's not fat people here, man. Obviously. I mean, come on. But there's not a lot of overconsumption there. And so, like when you're at a restaurant, you order a meal, it's not like this fucking ginormous plaster of cornbread and ass. It's just a normal. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
Eggs taste different.
Even my quesadilla, like I just got a cheese quesadilla for like a quick bite when we were out, and like I opened it up, like, oh my God, like it was just the way even the cheese texture, like it was just so naturally made and so yummy. I was like, I can say this is honestly probably the best cheese quesadilla I've ever had. It was just so good.
But you gotta understand, there's a lot of the Spanish people there too, and they like to cook like that. I mean, that's all.
It was good. And it was clean. It wasn't greasy. But it wasn't greasy. I was
meat, butters, more taco sauce, enchiladas.
Oh man, you make me hungry now.
Chimichangas.
Speak of the devil.
That's why you're saying all that.
You totally did that on purpose.
Yeah. Because I was just talking about to our listeners about how good the food was there versus, some of the places that if you buy meat mass produced here, but like we still can go to our local,
exactly
like
right, Noah.
Our Mennonites or whatever they are here. They're very, they do the same thing. Their food is good. It's not over processed. And I like going to the Amish markets here because
I was going to say down in like Sun City, right? Sun City Center. There's a bunch.
Yeah, and Sarasota. Yeah. And they have these meat markets where, it's all in wax paper and they've got their coolers and it's fresh. That's it. Like that was the slaughter of that week. This is what we're having. That's it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sold out of shank that's where you get good food. And you'll notice that the way it looks different, a lot like in Belize. Remember when I went into the meat area, it smelled like a dead animal, but the food was good.
Oh yeah.
They don't care about, making it smell like
the butcher shop is like attached. So it's like
right.
there's like
but that's your most wholesome food. I mean, I know, but we're so we're so sensitive to it because over here it's like, oh, we have to have everything smell like summer's eve, and when you walk in, it makes me feel fine. You know what I mean? Really, we just killed that and we have to eat. Like, I mean, I fed animals to alligators. I know how it smells.
But I remember being a kid. I mean,
it's all about the smells. They put smells on the food so it smells appealing and you think it tastes appealing. Like McDonald's fries, which I'm not gonna lie, they're fucking awesome. But it's your nose that's picking up the taste and not necessarily your mouth.
And they know how to attack the same part of your body cocaine does, and they got you, bro. Got you.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I'd snort some McDonald's fries off a hooker's ass. Big time. Are you kidding me?
Me too. Probably.
The fact that people save those burgers and fries from like the 60s and 70s, and they still look exactly the same.
That's true, Noah.
It's gross. I'm like, that's what you're putting in your body. That thing is preserved. It looks like you just bought it today. That's really sick.
It's gross.
Yeah. Oh, I find fries under my car seat when I sell
it's awesome, Seth. They got the best food.
I have one without a fry under there, and it looks exactly the same.
Oh, and I was going to tell you too, when you mass produce meat, Brittany, you spike when you're mass producing and you're killing cattle at a high rate. Okay.
Yeah.
You're spiking adrenaline. That changes the meat and everything in the DNA. When the bison comes in from out west, like in North Dakota, there's a bison farm there. It's like on 1,000 acres. When they take bulls down, they go out and they scope up and they shoot a bull dead right in the middle of the herd, and it just falls over. They don't even know what hit them. The herd's not freaked out. They let it walk away from the herd. They collect the old bull. They bring it in. They butcher it. They're not running all these animals into a machine. So that's why bison usually is more expensive if you get Western grass-fed from the companies. They'll go, why would you want to spend $19.99 when you can get it for $3? Well, because
technically you could do it with cows then too. Like
read the stuff. It says beefalo, which means it's a hybrid cattle and buffalo colony, and it's massively killed. So it's going to be $9.99, $20 a pound for fresh buffalo from North Dakota. I'll pay for it if I want to eat good buffalo that time. Doesn't mean I have to buy it every single time, but why? They're not overproducing it, so they have to put a little more money on it to get it so that the middleman can get paid. But if you went directly to the farm, you'd probably get it at a lot better price. You know what I'm saying?
Do it like a pick and fill. You go out and slaughter your own.
Yeah, Brittany would love that.
We can't do the same. Oh no, I just can't understand why we can't do the same with cattle. Then you know what I mean? Like if you could actually do it that way, wouldn't that just make the most sense? I just don't get it.
They do it like here. They do that though in other countries, and it's just that other countries have gone into this mass consumer, make it easier, which also makes it a little bit cheaper. And people don't realize though, it's like he was talking about the bison or the buffalo, you're spending more money, but at the end of the day, you're saving money because you're saving all the expensive medical bills later on in life. You're also extending your life because it's
true. That's a good way to look at it.
It's putting money into that. It is really also just like identifying a little bit of, you're being more conscious about your own health. Like you really, really are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it might say something to a lot of these other countries where they don't have this mass production. People tend to live longer.
Yeah.
That's very true.
All these different correlations to other countries not eating like Canada and the United States. And it's look at the other countries and see what's going on when it comes to food, when it comes to health, lifestyle, and all that other stuff.
Well, hold, let me cut in that too. Not everybody, I don't want to misconstrue that because, she's a anti-America tonight for some reason. But at the end of the day, I'm just joking, guys. That was a joke because I want to get to know everybody what they said.
New Pope, isn't it?
At the end of the end of the day,
there we go.
At the end of the day, you can still eat really good, and we still have people that provide very good meats and very good stuff here. We just have to choose to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of times we get caught up in the hustle and bustle, and you get forced into you have to do this, and it's a conformity that we have to fall into sometimes, and it's sad. Now we all get that way, right? But let's take, for example,
the luxury of being able just to cook the healthy food, to have the money for the healthy food. It's really sad that living that healthy lifestyle is only in a sense for the elite. And that's
I don't consider myself elite, but I buy pretty good food. Let me tell you, I'm far from elite.
You are elite,
but it is a choice. But hold on,
you can afford it.
Let's really look into it, dude. Like I like to look at things as a group, okay? Because you can take 10 cool goldfish. 2 of them are awesome. The rest of them are just fucking goldfish, dude. All right, that's the way it is with people. So they'll tell you that they're broke. We ain't got to buy a bad shower down. They talk like that. Why they're buying 14 cartons of Newport cigarettes, okay, at like $60, $70 a carton. But when it comes to food, then they're buying like, I mean, what is it now? $80 a carton? It's expensive, right? $100 a carton?
That's insane.
You remember what it is?
It's a lot. It's a lot for a carton.
So you see them, they're buying groceries, Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, sugar milk, extra sugar added corn syrup, candy bars, and then they buy that. They go, it's so hard to be healthy. I could take that fucking shopping cart, walk back through, and spend less with all the garbage they were putting in their body that they're complaining about.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm thinking, I like those kind of people because I would want to own a business that I could sell you food drugs, and you're just dying, and you're paying me all the money, and I'm flying back and forth to my friend's house on private jets, and you're down there shitting your pants, and someone's lifting you off the couch with a fucking lift. And they have to extend the toilet out and make it bigger because your butthole's now the size of the toilet. And some people sit and you're shitting all day and you're complaining about your life, but you don't want to do nothing about it. But I'll take your money that the government's giving you to give me. So we just have to pick and choose our battles, what we do. And I think that there are some good things out there. And we do take care of ourselves here. I try to. And I was going to use you as an example, Marissa. When we came out before with Flavio and I, when you took us to the meat place, you're like, there's this new place. You get really fresh, clean beef and stuff there. So we went to do that. I'm going to get to comments in a minute. I just want her to answer this because her father is medical. You know, he's a trauma surgeon and she's a doctor. So what I'm saying isn't bullshit. Like, she's like, hey, you guys left all this meat and I didn't want it to go to waste. So I ate it. And she's like, I can't believe how much harder my muscles feel. Now, that really happened, correct? Like you noticed the difference in the heavy, clean proteins, right? I mean, did you notice it versus... Said. Yeah. So in your words, what did you think about that?
No, I mean, I guess I should probably go and backtrack and let people know.
Yeah. Talk about so we can see.
So I was a vegetarian for about 17, 18 years. So very much my younger life. I never really liked the taste of meat, but when I was a kid, because I loved animals so much, and I started finding out very young how they treat animals at these factory farms and stuff, I could not eat animals. Like I was having nightmares. I'm not kidding you. I had a nightmare of a headless cow chasing me with an axe that was attached to it. Like when I was a kid, because it was just like the horrors I was finding.
I killed that thing in my dream.
And it scarred me. It's like similar how I don't eat shrimp because of Beetlejuice. And so I literally cannot eat shrimp because of that movie. Like I just can't. So I felt bad for the animals. So I did not eat meat. I never really liked the taste of it. I just never really liked the taste of it. And then I even did vegan for about a year or so. And it was that year I might have been 25, 27. My dad, trauma surgeon. But, he has to kind of have knowledge about everything. I just remember one day my dad just pulled me over and he goes, you look like shit. He was like, your hair, your skin. And he was just like, you're so skinny. And he was like, our people are on the plains hunting buffalo. He's like, you need meat. But I just had this, and it was like this propaganda Like my dad was literally, I'm going to take you to my house and force you to eat meat. My dad was like, you literally look like shit. And so
your body reacted shitty to it at first, didn't it? It's very hard for it to bring it back in, right?
What happened was I didn't want to like dive because in my brain, I'm also California, LA, and all this. So you can imagine the propaganda.
I'll edit that out later.
It was the like propaganda about animals and stuff like that.
Yep.
I did not want to eat meat, but I started eating fish. I remember
because their lives don't matter. Just want to add that they have eyes and brain too. They don't matter because they swim. Go ahead.
But it was like I was like, oh, you know, like salmon's good for the brain. I'm not kidding. I remember being at this Japanese restaurant and having some type of animal meat for the first time in like 17, 18 years, and my brain. It was like I had this buzz, and I was just like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" It was so crazy, and so I started eating fish. And then I'll never forget. I was like maybe 29 at this time, 29, 30, and I remember I woke up and I was like, "I need buffalo. I've never had buffalo in my life." And I was like, I want buffalo. And I went to Trader Joe's, ate buffalo, and I just remember feeling really good. But again, being vegetarian for so long, I would only eat meat here and there, here and there, here and there. So then Troy and Flavio come, and they leave all this meat that I was like, I can't feed this to my Crocs. I should probably eat it. And I remember I did the carnivore diet for, I would say, a good week and a half, 2 weeks. My arms feel ripped. I started to get my Brazilian butt back, and I was like, man, I felt energized. I felt so good. And I was talking to my dad about that, and he was like, oh, the ancestors are smiling upon you, you know, because I was eating more meat, but I have, you know, my body has been vegetarian or like kind of more vegetarian for so long. I didn't want to put my body in complete shock. So since then, like I am putting a lot more meat in my diet, and I have noticed the difference even in my hair and my nails.
Protein's a building block. That's what we're made of.
I like to use.
Not working with anymore. It's just not anymore. I'm
going to get to this comment here, but I want to tell you something, Marissa, because you just said it. The word protein is critical to the body, but we got so sensitive over here with these sensitive little fucking cocksuckers that we have over here. These crybaby fucking little fucks.
I thought the cocksuckers were getting.
When you go into the restaurants now, they'll say, "Oh yeah, you'll go to fucking Qdoba." I don't anymore because I don't eat anything like that. But they say, "Oh yeah, right. Oh, what's your protein?" They don't say, "Hey, do you want some meat? What meat do you want? Do you want steak? Do you want?" You're gonna go, "What's your protein?" So you're gonna sell something that you stand against, but you're gonna change the name to sell it so you don't feel bad. So they want to call everything a protein now. Oh, what protein would you like to add to your dinner tonight? Not, hey, would you prefer our steak? We have flank. We have, you know, it's just people need to shut the fuck up, those motherfuckers. Anyways, McDonald's fries need to be using beef tallow again. Seed oils are terrible for you, contrary to what used to be told to us. The scientists lied to us, say it and so. They did lie to you, and there was a lot to that and why they did it. And it's called being paid by Big Farm and FDA. I mean, we all know this. Most even real doctors know this.
My dad will tell you that. Yep.
And her dad, again, works in medical. He is a trauma surgeon. So I have to keep adding that so people understand
to smoke point
from that angle a lot. My dad's family in Pennsylvania, Minnesota, or Mennonites. I hunt on my family's land every year. We process the meat and bring back the Venice sausage, crab ball, fresh canned sauerkraut jellies. Yeah, because that's all healthy farm food. Ben said from a helicopter. I'm sure that's how Ben does some hunting. The Amish live forever too. They eat the way cleaner than you. 100%, Seth.
You know what's so sad? Not here anymore. The Amish die so early, and it's because they're using a lot of illegal chemicals on their farms. Chemicals that have been banned in the U.S. since the 70s.
Like pesticides or like DDT kind of stuff.
Yeah. The Mennonites here
manufacture that shit anymore.
It's causing a lot of miscarriages. They do not live
here. That's sad.
Long. Yeah.
That's messed up.
So not to it's a wonderful thing but being corrupted corporate money has much to offer in the industry or field. I think sometimes this is forgotten. I think people are starting to see that more than now. $90. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. This conversation makes me think about food desserts. Poor minority countries and communities in particular have really hard time finding healthy food and they can afford it. True. So that's part of that's
The worse
systematic.
the cheaper it is.
That's systematic.
Danny. Yeah.
Danny, sugar milk.
See, Danny, I told you.
Now hold on a second.
I miss my Danny.
Hold on, I want to say something about sugar milk. So I was looking the other day because we're trying to do this new thing for Brittany's son. Like, he has to try new foods because he's real anti not trying new foods. Sugar milk is a thing. We found Minecraft milk, green Minecraft vanilla sugar milk. And we had to all pretend to drink it and that it tastes really wonderful to get him to try it because he likes milk. So we figured we'd try. He didn't like it because it had sweet vanilla taste. Freaked him out. He didn't want it. So yeah, there is sugar milk. And they do it too, by the way. Danny.
He threw it. He like totally threw it.
They buy 14 gallons of it and they pour it over Sugar Smacks and they give that to their kids.
Oh my God, that shit's even too sugary for me, man. Like Sugar Smacks. I think they took the name sugar out of all that stuff. Remember, what is it? Super Sugar Crisp when we were kids?
Yes.
Oh God.
Golden grams, extra sugar.
Yep.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Listen, maybe this won't work for you, Brittany. You won't know, but anybody who smoked fucking weed in this community has not had a bowl of fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch, right? You just don't understand what the creation of life is at that point. Bro, Cinnamon Toast Crunch in a joint, you can't beat that.
Fruity Pebbles is my jam.
Fruity Pebbles is amazing.
Fruity Pebbles, yeah.
Fruity Pebbles with vanilla almond milk is the shit, man. I love that.
Yeah. That's
I bet that's good.
I couldn't do it.
It was honestly the Minecraft milk was too much for Bimini, and Bimini.
I'm gonna tell him you're on the show, Danny.
Listen, Gathering the Pig was good.
Pork is awesome.
That woman is the shit. Danny is the shit.
Danny was like Danny for like a year.
She was what?
You can eat every part of the pig and be happy.
Yes. All right, what's Danny say there? She says, "I miss you."
I miss you.
Oh, that's
Danny. Danny kind of lived with me. I don't know. It was like Maya was like a year old or two.
Okay.
Like she would babysit Maya. Yeah.
There's a cute picture that she shared with me, though.
She came to the CRC as an intern 12, 13 years ago. And then came back or she was working with me when I was a grad student. We met in Belize, and then I started CRC, and then she came down, but she came down for like almost a year. And like, I mean, she'd take care of Maya sometimes.
And you know what the best part too is this picture she sent me. I have to send it to you. You've got your little Maya bump and you've got a croc on your tummy. It is the cutest thing ever. When she was with you, it was pretty damn cute. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now Danny's doing Naked and Afraid. So get it, Danny.
Wow, Ron, that's awesome.
03, yeah.
Look at that, yeah.
Oh my God. We've known each other for over a decade. So great.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time. I can feel that here. I'm starting to feel it. I'm going to sit back and.
I had a Facebook memory pop up today.
Overwhelming love that's going through
8 years ago.
Each other.
Yeah, the love.
Say that again, Jeff.
I was going to say, I had a Facebook memory pop up today that we've been friends on Facebook for 8 years.
Oh, God.
Pretty much not far after I moved here.
Now I know we're old.
Oh, dude, old as fuck.
Not old, mature. And this is the other
I'm definitely not mature.
That's yeah. You know that I'm not.
Look at these two.
I'm sure I embarrassed Maritza in her country. She's like, I don't know. I can't wait till he leaves. Hi guys. Oh my God. Don't do that.
See,
I have to live here.
I am. People know me. I'm professional, but also people know me.
Yeah, but some of the people in the neighborhood, man, trying to sell me conch shells and shell necklaces and stuff like that. You had to yell at him. He even marked your car with a T-shirt to let you know that was his shit.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, I know, but I was trying to be nice to that guy. He was all greasy and shit, touching on me. He just likes Marissa. I think they like Marissa.
Listen,
all of them.
We couldn't go anywhere. Troy and I went into one freaking grocery store, and Marissa's like,
"Let's not get started about that. Let's not talk about that."
We're like, okay. And then we literally go one corner, and Troy just said something. He goes, "We'll know when Marissa gets here because we'll know." And I laughed. I'm like, okay. Like, I thought her laugh or something will hear her coming, right?
Oh, no.
No. Literally, Troy turns to me. And he's like, just wait. You'll know. And literally, it's like, you don't hear. It's quiet. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Marissa. And then she's like, hi. And it's like so loud. And Troy goes, see, I told you. And I was like, oh my. And I was like dying laughing.
Well, first of all, let's be fair to everybody here. And Danny knows that because she was there. There's 10 people in the whole fucking town. So it's not like we're here in Tampa where we walk through and we're like, oh man, look at that. There's Jeff and Troy walking around. I bet they're looting. It's not like that. There's like 10 people.
Mm-hmm. And I know all the 10 people on the peninsula.
You do. She's had dinner at all their houses. She signed their kayak. She's cut down some rock walls with them. I mean, there's a lot they do together out there. It's a moving thing. They pick up trash, which they need to do a lot more than that, as you saw. They're so big about the ecosystem there, but they decorate with plastic trash and Coke bottles. Like it's everywhere. I mean, you better thank God that there's fucking whatever those mangroves are, because if there wasn't combing through all that trash, the ocean would look like India. I'm just saying, dude. I looked at I saw the garbage in there, and Captain Carl said they come out and pick that stuff up a lot and get it out of there. Yeah.
So because of the circulation of the Caribbean,
because they're like, hey, how you doing?
No, a lot of
throw it on the ground. You're like, what?
Because we've done data stuff. The trash that's coming from the ocean, a lot
it's from America.
I was not going to say America.
Yes, you were. I'm just kidding.
I actually was not going to blame America for once.
I'm teasing.
And so it was Nicaragua.
I can't. Don't anybody else use that word on here. We'll just let her do it.
Nicaragua. I will not.
No, we can't. We're not even going to try that, Jeff. We're not saying it.
Nope, I'm out.
Can you say Nicaragua?
We're not you saying that at all. There's bots on here, and you're going to get me kicked off.
I thought you were really good with your R's now.
I'm not talking about people's water like that. That's rude.
Come on, just practice the R.
No, I'm not saying that on here. I refuse. You're not trapping me. See, it's always an indigenous trying to get me caught up, dude. Not doing it. Not doing it tonight. Not going to happen.
I'm just trying to get one for my people.
He's like, we're going to get that colonizer. We're going to get him.
Woo. Hi, you can just give it to her. Thank you.
Oh, man. What were you going to get?
Maya's getting food.
Oh. We don't want to hold you up from it. But yeah, that's pretty funny, though.
Maya the bee.
It's like that, though, Jeff. But there's a lot of trash out there. I guess it's something agua and not Belize. But there's a lot of trash there, too. Me and Brittany did a selfie, which I will be posting pretty soon. That was a howler monkey. They have those, too.
She did like a drive-by.
See, I don't know that kind of joy. I don't have any kids, thank God. But I
was weird looking howler monkey.
I live through you guys.
She's the best little monkey, I'll tell you that. And she gives the best damn hugs.
Yeah,
she's the best.
She likes to jump.
It's true though. It is. It's like it does. It gets out to the ocean. It sits in a spin out there, and they try to get all that stuff up. I've seen that too. There's somewhere in the middle of the ocean out there, just gets it to pile it, and it's really sad because we do have the means to cut that out and get that all out of there, but I think we don't. We like to use it for propaganda and hate speeches, and we can do shit about it. We just don't care enough to do it.
They've caught they've caught a lot of cruises dumping into international waters, and that has caused issues.
Well, Brittany, for crying out loud, when you go to any of those places and you get off the dock, there's more trash. You slip and fall on water bottles and cookie dishes. They just think, fuck it. They don't care. We don't care. That's how it works.
It just sucks because the animals suffer.
The animals, but it's also the government is not providing the proper waste management.
That's very true, but that big circle of trash, that's out there, like you can see it, spins or whatever. If we have nets that we go out big enough to wipe out entire species of fish, okay, billions and billions of fish, they say at times, we can pick nets and we can drag through that and get that pulled up and taken out. It would probably take us a little while, but we could get that out of there. But we just let it sit there, dude.
I thought they were working on it, though. I thought there was
I hope they do.
Plastic-eating bacteria, stuff like that.
Well, they created those eco boats. Remember those? They came through and it actually brought through the center of the boat was all the plastic, and they're recycling the plastic. Like they made those eco boats. It was a company.
Yeah, they would skim through it, suck all the plastic up, and process it. Yes, I do remember that.
Mm-hmm. It was like a private company.
What was that?
Well, no, but it was a private company just trying to make a
difference.
difference.
Plastic water bottles.
No, they weren't made out of plastic water bottles.
Brittany. That's funny though.
Never mind. I got it.
Fucking around. Yeah, I do remember they had like a big shovel. It's the same when they used to do whaling. They'd slide the whale up in there and lift them. It's the same kind of boat.
Gonna smack you, Jeff. I swear.
So there's a lot of that though, because they always have to have their photograph propaganda so they can get the world in on big fucking deals, and they could. Yeah. So the elite can make bigger deals and make it look terrible and prey on the weak, empathetic people.
The
and take
elites
their money.
are having.
I mean,
they're having elite dinners, eating mermaids and shit. So I don't want to hear about the elites anymore.
Washing it down with adrenochrome.
They're freaking eating Ariel on a table somewhere. Like, what the fuck?
Well, listen, stop hating on them because I'd like to be with them.
Oh,
I'll throw you a scrap or two. I don't care. Because we don't get that long.
Just show us where the mermaids are.
We don't get that long to live here anyways. Just have a good time, man.
Up in my neighborhood.
Listen, I'm not asking for much. I don't need to be a part of the dinners. I don't even need to know what's going on. You don't have to tell me shit. Just show me where the mermaids are. Show me where in the ocean you're hooking mermaids and eating them. Like,
whoever put that up, whoever put that, I don't even know. I mean, I didn't even see that. If that's something that they're saying now, that's just, I mean, what kind of fucking wacko shit?
I get out of the hospital and I literally come out to elites are having dinners eating mermaids. And this guy was like, I have to tell you this. And if I go missing, you'll know why.
Let me tell you something, Sage.
Went missing.
The best part about that is you don't even have to kill them. Just get them in the shower when you're done and send them on their way.
That's gross.
Oh, no. Let me put that back up for you to read. Brittany.
What does mermaid taste like? I guess it tastes like fish.
It tastes like pork.
And you don't have to kill them, Sage. Thank you for chicken. That. It's great.
But next time,
would you want wrapped mermaid? I mean, I would, Jeff.
Location of mermaids. There are a location of mermaids here, and it was found by fishermen here in Placencia Lagoon.
Shut the. I'm ending this conversation.
No, it's they swear.
This is why are we? What's listen,
dude? This so 4 years ago, on our national news, we had fishermen with the something that went like this.
Depends on which one.
They caught a mermaid, and it went on national news and everything about it. Yeah.
Brittany, stop laughing.
Our fishermen here just board other people's boats lately. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Listen, I'm sorry, but the ocean is the largest mystery. I firmly believe there's a species of some type of mermaid, person looking thing.
That's true.
There.
I guess Noah's got it. That's true.
Yeah. You got the manatees.
I think what happened was people spent a little too much time on the ocean and they were looking at dugongs and manatees and things. And it was just like, hey, that looks like the big girl we saw in Germany down there at the Kraut. It's a mermaid.
I don't know. I can't think that every single one of them misidentified a manatee. I have a hard time believing that. Not every single person across the globe.
They're lonely out there. They get lonely.
That's fine. You can get lonely. There was a lot of loneliness happening on ships back then too. They didn't need no manatees. I can tell you that.
So Danny believes that there's mermaids out there too.
I believe it. You look at the size of the ocean. If you're willing to believe in the evolutionary theory, I'm sorry, you can't keep mermaids off the table.
Well, do you believe in it?
You can't.
Miss Dr. Mercedes, how do you feel about mermaids? I'd like to hear it right now, live on Pillow Talk with Dr. Mercedes. All right, I'm waiting. What do you think about mermaids?
Like,
oh, you bastard!
No.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
So
I don't mind being the oddball.
In reality, no, I don't believe. But is there the possibility because of evolution and what she just said?
I'm not sure about that, Danny.
Maybe that fuck you. But thank you, Danny.
She didn't say that to you, Danny. She was complimenting you, but saying that to Troy.
Yeah, thank you, Danny. Do I personally believe it? No, but as a scientist,
she's definitely not aquatic at all.
But as a scientist, do I think something that looks like Ariel? No, we don't have something that looks like Ariel from The Little Mermaid, but something that might look a little humanoid or whatever, especially knowing how so many mammals that came from the ocean became terrestrial and then went back into the ocean, such as dolphins and whales and that whole group.
Going back.
Maybe, but I personally don't believe until I see. Similar to
if you've seen the length of Marissa's feet, you would understand that if she ever came from a mermaid society, it would have been 100 million years ago, and they just drifted into the land. Because if she had to swim her way out of something like that, I mean, that's like two lollipops trying to get some propulsion. So the aquatic was very far away from her lineage. I can tell you that right
I have very tiny.
So a mermaid with a foot
She does
this
have
big
really
just doesn't. I
tiny
just.
This is why it's easy for me to go through the mangroves and climb trees when I'm doing research.
Like, I know you guys are there's some part in Asia, and I don't know exactly where, but we were watching a documentary on the islanders there that hunt on these like boats, these stick-made boats, and they lean out and they hold their breath for like 10, 12 minutes. And they hunt the bottom, but they've adapted. Their bodies are very narrow. They've adapted to it. Their feet are like they're like 6 feet tall, but their feet are like size 16, and they swim. I mean, they're just unreal. They have their lungs have been enlarged over evolutionary time, and this is all they've done their whole life. And you see them, and I know you know what I'm talking about, Marissa. I just can't remember the exact the village, the people who done that for thousands of years.
Yes,
but you can tell they're aquatic.
They're
may have been, or they may be going back to being aquatic. Like they may be evolving to the water now. I don't know.
No, and but that's what they're saying is that they're evolving to the water. So in a sense, not in our generation, but thousands, maybe even a million from years, if Earth is still around, if we don't fuck it up that much, that village, those people could turn into what we think of mermaids per se. There's also another group. And it's so interesting. It's the women. The women have evolved.
Water world.
Where they can free dive in Japan in very, 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 very cold water. Thank you, Daddy. And very, very cold water, and they can dive really.
Journey's kid shopper here.
So we have.
It's true that they're badass.
Where eventually, maybe it is something where it's like, oh, manatees were based off of mermaids and other types of those Serenian animals, but it's very possible that because of what we're seeing right now in various groups and cultures around the world,
agreed.
I've met a lot of those too. Again, not in our lifetime, but eventually there could be what we think of as mermaids, but just not in our lifetime.
See, but here's my thing. So if you take that,
here we go.
Wait, just real quick, just based off of just that alone, those two groups of people, they're doing it now. But who's to say that over all the thousands of years, some other group somewhere else had started it early on? It's like if we are willing to accept that something from the water came back on land, and then halfway on land said, I don't want to live here anymore. I'm going to evolve back, because you have to understand it doesn't take just one. You now have to many have to follow that one animal to repeat this, and it has to be for a long period of time. So if you're getting like a canine to go back into the water, well, no, according to some, no, I'm going to send it to you. Not in this regard. So for me, I sit there and I go, okay, this is
What's
a
up,
theory.
Chad?
So when I listen to this theory, why are my theories stupid? When you're sitting here telling me that, not you, I'm not talking about you. I'm saying in general.
You preach it, Britt.
Right?
You preach it.
Hey, Judy.
Thank you, Judy. But what I'm saying is if I have to swallow the pill that a canine-looking animal went back to the water after taking thousands of years to evolve out of the water, then decided to turn around and go back, then why wouldn't people at somewhere, some type of Homo sapien or Homo erectus?
That's enough of that.
Now
we're going to get kicked off. Talk about homos. God damn it.
No, I finished. I'm sorry
to anybody out there who
some type of species of the human genus decided I want to go back to the water. So if they did do that, maybe in some of those islands where people are like, these islanders are crazy because they're seeing so-called mermaids, but maybe thousands of years ago, those people did the same thing that these people in China are doing now, but they evolved faster because they've been doing it longer, and now they're half like fish people. Look at the article
Brittany,
right
you're
now.
Hot as fuck.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Hot as
Thank
fuck.
you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's God telling you that shit too.
That's right, dude.
I know.
All right, God, you better watch your shit.
No,
damn.
What was it? Damn it.
Leave some for the rest of us.
Threw me off. Shit. You guys just threw me off.
Yeah, thanks, all right, God.
Roll.
Threw it right off.
Bitch. Did. It threw me right off. It just, I had a really good thing going.
Makes a lot different. You look like Bret Michaels. We are definitely heathens.
Fuck yeah.
I am, and I admit it.
God dang it.
Yep, I'm a goblin.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. Whatever.
Threw off track.
It does. I just don't always buy into like this stuff. Oh, no. I'm back on track. I'm back. Hey, I'm back. Look up the article about the new theory that our ears used to be gills, because somebody said, based on the way that I'm telling you, this is a scientific theory. I read the paper.
But that sounds like Instagram
down.
Science to me.
It's not Instagram science. It's a legitimate paper. And I read it from a university. And they're saying that this one hypothesis, he wrote about it, that our ears could have been gills at one point.
Yes, Noah, good one. I like that movie too.
It's ridiculous. But again, these are things that come out that we have to go, okay, let's think about this. But I say, oh, there could be a mermaid out there. Maybe some people just didn't evolve to land and they evolved more to the aquatic side of life. But no, that's crazy. That's crazy. But a dog went back to the ocean to become a whale. Okay. None of this makes sense. What? What is happening right now? I don't know, God. I think
gotta turn your hat backwards.
I had my hat backwards a couple shows back, actually. Marissa and I both did.
In the archives, YouTube, go find it.
Thank you, Danny, for backing me on this. I'm just saying some of the science doesn't make sense. Make it make sense, and then I'll follow it. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, Sage.
I've been told I could breathe out of my ears.
These guys, I swear to God,
people have to have a good time.
Happening right
I sent Marissa flying.
What is happening right now?
Sorry.
Well, I think it's interesting to me because I like to go with what everybody. If there's something that you truly like and you believe in, I know that's a see that.
Thank
Marissa?
you.
That's her.
It's
there it is right there. It's blowing. I think that there's a lot of people believe a lot of different things, whether it becomes if it's evolution or they believe in creatures, monsters, Bible stuff, non-Bible stuff. So everybody has an idea. So to me, nobody's wrong. We really don't know. And when I'm dead, I'll start looking around to see on the other side what we're looking for.
It's all led by biased opinions. That's the only problem. It's all led by a biased opinion. So unfortunately, there's not a lot of leeway to say, well, here's my theory, because 10 people on that board, 6 out of that 10 might say, well, I like that theory. We're going to start teaching that theory as a plausibility to this result. And unfortunately, that's what's taught. And it's a biased opinion. So it's like, I just think that if we all have theories, we should all be accepted with our theories and at least bring them to the table. It doesn't always have to be 100% back just because you say this one bone matches this bone. Well, guess what? If you put me next to several other animals, including a manatee, my hand matches the manatee bone too, and what their little flippers are. So,
God, that's.
I could say we evolved from a manatee then too.
They're evolved mermaids, the manatees, aren't they?
I'm just saying. They're evolved from, what is it? Elephants, allegedly? No, that was debunked recently.
Elephants, wow.
What is happening right now?
I think you might have an admirer for it.
I'm just gonna say I am baptized Catholic. I was baptized Catholic. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. I don't know
Maybe
what's happening right now.
Checking in.
New Pope. Absolutely.
But like I said, for most people, they get really upset and about things they really believe in, and I think that that's okay. You're not going to change a lot of people's minds, and you're not going to change a lot of things. And if you want to have some cool stuff like that, I think that it's like, let them have what they want. Everybody's going to have that thing that keeps them going the next day, and I really think that that's important.
My biggest thing
at the end of the day, I don't know, Jeff, so I can't say yes or no to nothing.
Intelligent people realize that there's no possible way that, contrary to popular opinion, I don't know everything. And there's stuff out there that I haven't seen. And, if it hasn't been disproven, there's always a possibility. Always a possibility.
Well, I mean, the thing is like, I always feel like you should be able
Alistair
to have
Crowley and which one's Jack Parsons.
Yeah, that's what I want to know, dude.
Yeah, I think that,
My whole thing at the end of the day is believe what you want, have your passions, have your belief system, whatever keeps you happy at night and you go to bed at night and you're content, that's fine. but it might not be somebody else's. So don't push it on somebody else. You should just respect the next person and what their beliefs are, what they have in their life. Just It's just mutual respect, and then everybody would be chill. Like, I don't care what anybody else does. Just don't hurt kids or animals. We're good.
And
That's right.
And when Matt Moneymaker wants to take flapjacks and Carol's here about the Bigfoots, people should stop fucking with him just because his Bigfoots eat flapjacks. I mean, that's fucking important.
Has to be. That's true. That's his thing, man. He says it works. So
I got 3 cats.
That's you, but I have no cats.
I have a lot
if you have cats, you need to watch out for Alf. Alf's going to be coming to your house. And if he does, you need to call him.
I miss Alf. He was really a good guy.
Alf was.
I loved that show when I was young.
My kid is hooked up on it right now. My boy watches it every night. Freaking loves that show.
Yeah, Alf was a good show.
Yep.
That was a really good show. They had like little people running around. They were employed. It was really good, man. Made place for him in production back then. You know, R2D2
It took the time
Ewoks.
to make good productions. Yeah.
Yep. And little people got to work.
Yep. They weren't replaced by CGI.
No. So you had a bunch of little people dressed up as Ewoks running around going, yeah.
And
I love that, dude.
They loved it too. They loved being able to work. Sucks.
See Noah too. Noah says one of the flaws that we tend to think our beliefs are the best and everyone else's should follow them too. Yeah.
And
yep. It's always like that. It's like that with everything.
That's why confirmation bias that we think that our beliefs are the only beliefs and the right beliefs.
Well, I think that there's so many.
Thank you.
And she's just smiling away.
Some serious blushing going on the bottom half here.
I know, good. But yeah, I think that people got to get like that, man. And I
don't handle compliments well.
Not to do that.
Everybody knows that. No, I just think everybody should just respect everybody, and everybody should just keep to themselves. Like, what works for you might not work for the next person, and that's okay. And I think that's fine. But if I'm happy and content, I don't need to go. I don't need to do shit. Like, if you're happy, then I'm happy.
Yeah, me too.
Yep, I'm with you.
It's not my place. It's not my place to get into anybody else's business and tell them how to live their life. As long as you're not hurting kids or animals, I don't freaking care what you do in your life. I'm just putting that out there. I don't care. Don't push it on me. I won't push it on you, and we'll be friends. Everything will be good.
This is somebody that definitely knows, Marissa. You put this up here.
Right? Unless you got teeth and scoots, you're in big trouble, buddy.
Yeah. You definitely have to be a crocodile. A crocodile.
See, even Danny agrees. See, that's good, Danny. That's why, that's what I just mean. Mutual respect. We're good.
That's what we need in this world, is a little bit of respect for others' beliefs.
You do. Don't push shit on me if I'm not pushing it on you. Like, there's no need for that. Just be cool with everybody.
Yeah, I always say, imaginary friends are good for nobody. I've said that a lot, and I'm going to stand
Don't make fun of my Bigfoot like that, okay? One day I will meet him. He's all over my wall.
I believe more in Bigfoot than I do of God. That's for sure. That's me.
Well, then go help me find him, Jeff.
That guy don't want to be found, Brittany.
Where are you going?
I've been trying to avoid everybody the whole time.
I don't think Bigfoot wants to be found, given how we are treating the forests and the animals and everything else.
Now, do you think it's Bigfoot or Bigfoots? There's got to be more than one, right? I mean,
it's like, but I think it's like big feet. Big feet.
No, big feet would be the actual feet.
Bigfoots.
Sasquatches.
It's like
yowies. Because I know in Australia they go yowies. I found yowies, which means there's more than one. So.
Right. Yeah, but big feet would be the actual feet. So Bigfoots.
Yeah, Bigfoots. So weird.
Bigfoots.
We made that term anyway.
What, Bigfoot?
That wasn't. Yeah, because that wasn't from the natives. No. We did it just because we started finding tracks around the logging community up there, and that's where the name came from because of the size of the track. It was Bigfoot. We found a big foot, and it just stuck.
You're going to give Marissa a complex if you keep talking about big feet. Just according to Troy.
I love how Danny's like, she's 21, gosh.
Aw, thank you, Danny. Fresh out of college.
Oh, my God.
I subscribe to you, Satanist. Thank you, Marissa. Yes, indeed.
Oh, Lord.
I know, but I thought 24 was a good age. That makes you 24 or 21. It's okay.
21,
Every
24.
age I've been so far has been a good age, man. I keep
God,
getting
what was I doing at
better and better.
21?
That's
What was
for
I doing at
sure.
21?
Yeah, you're probably right, Judy. He sees how
That's
we treat
what
the other
Danny said.
animals.
I don't know.
Think about what most animals do when they see what do we do when we go in the woods? We never do anything good. What do we do to other people? Not anything good. And my
We
God, if
murder
they
them.
saw
We
what the
meet
heck
up.
we did, but
We
I mean,
meet
like,
up and we do pegging and things like that.
if the Sasquatches saw what we did to the native people, they're staying away. They're staying away. They're gonna be like, nope.
I think they helped, but that's just my opinion.
I think Bigfoot, I wonder if Bigfoot interacts with people in regards of how our Sisamito interacts with people.
Oh, I hope not. It's one thing, you know, it's one thing being assaulted by a little Sasamito, but a Bigfoot,
yeah.
You know, you got to figure everything else.
Sasamito, man, he can't even walk forward, I don't think.
No, he walks forward. It's sometimes his feet are
backwards.
backwards. But tonight at the resort talk, I was discussing because I had a group of just men and they're older. So I was like, oh, great. I can give you guys the adult version of Sisamito. And they were cracking up. And then the father was like, but what exactly does he do with men? You know, like it was really, really funny.
You're like,
yeah.
Do you want to know?
The stuff nightmares are made of.
You're going to be hurting before he eats you. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that's a pleasant way.
At least
that's
wait
a
till I'm
pleasant
dead
way.
first.
What?
I'm just letting you talk about. I'm interested in you, Marissa.
Did this person see your gator video or your crocodile video, Marissa?
I hope so.
Wait, the one that I caught the croc in the ocean?
Yeah. I have a feeling this person may have seen that video.
Or
and if you haven't,
or when I'm helping the 8-foot croc vomit. So
vomit. What did you do? Stick your finger down his throat?
No, because of the stress that this animal was going through, and we were about to transport it. And I told the people, do not feed the animal. But some people think that crocs need to eat every day, so they fed him.
Oh God, do they?
Huh? I know. No, Troy, they don't eat every day. Did you not know that? And so the animal, just because the stress that had been, it was kept in a concrete place. It was beat up, and it was he was finally saved and confiscated by the local police. But the place prior was feeding him, and so just the stress of the transport, he started to vomit. And I didn't want the animal to asphyxiate and choke and die. It was like a 7-8 foot, more or less crocodile. So we untaped the mouth, and I have this animal in a headlock. Damn. And I have people behind me holding the body, but I'm like,
there was a doctor behind you. Just saying.
There was a doctor behind me.
Yeah, the only one wearing a mask.
Glad
had to be a doctor.
Sasamito.
Had to be a doctor.
But I was just like, I was helping it, and like, you know, I had the mouth open.
Thank God
so
she was supervised.
And yes, exactly. But I was like, it was just vomiting and vomiting and vomiting. And I was like shaking its head a little bit. I was trying to tell the guys how to give it the Heimlich maneuver just so that we could get everything out, because I wanted to make sure everything was out.
You can Heimlich a crocodile? That's insanely cool.
Yes. I used to do it when we were doing stomach lavage.
Right. She'll get you in a headlock, man, make you throw up. That's what you can do.
So we used to do this for stomach lavage, or like when we're stomach flushing crocodiles. So we'd catch the crocodile, restrain it, and then we would untape the mouth, but holding it. And then I would pry open the mouth, and then I would put a PVC tube in its mouth. And then we'd tape it again. And then I would lube up a vinyl tube. Yes, Danny was part of this. And then we'd put the vinyl tube, and then I would stick it. I would have to put my hand inside the crocodile's mouth, pull down the palatal valve, and then put the vinyl tube down the esophagus, and you're going and you're going, and you have to wait on the other end and hear a little poof when it gets in the stomach. And then we start flushing water into the stomach. And then one person has to control the head, and the other person starts massaging the stomach. And then you get behind and you give the crocodile, and then you give the crocodile the Heimlich maneuver, and then it starts vomiting.
I know, Chad. I know.
And then this is when someone like Danny would be on the other end collecting the vomit, picking out parasites.
Danny, how did you get stuck collecting the vomit? You got the glamour job. going on with that?
I know, Danny, Helen, Miriam. Oh, we were a dream team.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Noah's funny.
Yeah, I try not to. I like people to talk. I mean, people have to come in and say whatever. It's that kind of thing. Antagonize. If it gets like to where somebody's too much or something like that, then I'll just make to where the comments aren't seen anymore. But for the most part, I like to be pretty open. Nobody really gets offended.
We talked about some fucked up things on this show.
There's and you want to have, you just want to have. Well, you just want to have like a very open conversation with people.
That's a niche market right there.
Well,
I'm pretty sure doctor porn is a big deal.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine. I just say that we like to let everybody just got to do it. You're good, bro. You're good.
And then you get.
We're just having fun with Marissa.
Yeah,
I will say though that video was like insane. It was insane. That video was insane to see. I know
people because people.
Oh, the one where I was catching the crocodile in the ocean.
No, the vomiting.
When you were strong, when you were strangling.
See how much came out of that poor animal. Like it was just very sad. It was a very like
one of my. I know everybody's going to hate me for this, but if you go, this thing has been shared a couple million times. It looks like now, 1 million sometimes.
What, the video?
Or viewed 1.4 million, something like that. How many views?
16. It's almost 17 million views, and it's been shared.
There was a comment on there. It said, "This woman is George Floyding that crocodile." I tried to screenshot that thing, but somebody must have took it down. I went back reading because there's so many. I don't remember. I read the comment. This woman's George Floyding the crocodile. And I was like, please. I went to go back to find it. I can't find it. I was going to send it to fucking Flavio, and he would have just blown that everywhere. And I was like, where? It's got, dude, there's so many comments. I just couldn't find it. People just, one of the greatest things about videos, like once they get propulsion like that, people put the craziest, I mean, oh my God, it's on there. It was people have shared it. I saw it. It's coming up now on other pages.
Oh yeah, people are
putting it on other pages.
Sharing it.
That's why it has that many views. Yeah, they're just sharing it to their page. They're adding to their page, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him love for that in the beginning.
It just keeps going and going.
Somebody did. When you splice yourself with the video on Instagram.
Thank you, Seth. I did too. It's a special occasion coming out.
They're like, watch this. This is intense.
Pepsi, Mom.
Popped up on my
thing. I have not seen other videos or other people's circles.
Well, I love the comments.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Orders of the Nine Angels? Sounds cool. I am not.
Nope, same.
I am not, but that's interesting. I'd like to see some of that. But the people just put stuff in the comments. That's one of my favorite part about viral videos. I just start looking in the comments, because I'll look at something and I'm like, the way I feel about it, I'll open it up, and the comments are just fucking.
You want to see some good comments? Go to Ricky's TikTok and look at the comments of the video of him kissing the king cobra on the head. Shit's fucking hilarious.
I will. I definitely will.
Oh my really God.
Good.
Freaking Ricky.
Very true, Noah. Very true.
You must have seen that comment on one of the ones that was circulating, because I don't see anything like that on my. I'm looking right now.
Yeah, but I thought about it. It did look like that. So if you keep that crocodile, you can name it George.
Yeah, the vomiting video is 16.6 million right now.
Yeah, right.
Just so you know,
on a lot of different pages, 16.6 million. So his name has to be that since someone put that comment there. I didn't put that comment in there. I'm not saying that I would write that, but it's funny. We need to get back to some humor. Haha, very funny. We make jokes about every other dead person on the planet. So whatever. But I still think it's like, if you name him George, that'd be a cool. And then you have the video as to why.
Well, its name is Tata, which means grandfather in Yucatec Maya. Because all the crocodiles we hear, because the Belizean culture is so mixed. So I have a crocodile that has a Creole name, a Garifuna name, now a Maya name, an English name. So I'm kind of naming the crocs to represent all the different ethnicities in Belize.
Well, I own crocodiles.
At the end of the day, she's a croc.
I have a couple crocodiles, but Troy has a lot more crocodiles.
Marissa works with helping crocodiles in the wild in Belize, for those of you new to this area. So she works with the crocs. The ones that can't be released go to her possession to make sure that they're taken care of the rest of their life, and they're amazing animals. And yes, but I do own crocodiles. And so in essence, so do you. Yes, so we own some crocodiles. That's kind of what we do. Yeah, see, Marissa, that's very nice. So she's known as the crocodile lady, but you should name it George.
How about, it can be Tata, but
my God,
George.
No, it can be Jorge. That's fine too. However you want to say it.
Jorge.
Tata Jorge. It's Tata Jorge, man. Tata Jorge. Tata Jorge.
What would it be in Creole? Like Guillaume or?
No, it would just be George.
George.
No, it'd be like this. Ready? I'll say it like this. Say, George. With a Y. Hey, have you seen George?
George.
It's Jorge. Let's try it. Hey, Marissa. Hey, what bread you want? Oh, I'll take the $20. Don't start that. Then Marissa's like, I said some shit to him in Spanish. She's like, oh shit, that's not a tourist. I'll bring the price down. They saw this lady come up with blonde hair. They go, I'm gonna fuck this lady over. And she's like, it's me, mother.
Yeah, I let Marissa do all the talking.
You, very small price.
Oh, I see, Danny.
Papa Helen.
I know, Papa Helen. I know.
That's something I don't know about. That's a Brittany and Marissa thing. I don't know about that.
What, Papa Helen?
I've heard that used 9 million times when I was there. I never asked.
I told you, Helen.
You didn't tell me. You told one of your students. You didn't tell me anything about why you called her.
So Helen, when I came down to Belize because of the government grant I was on,
Christian Rock.
I moved to Belize 5 months pregnant.
Striper.
And Helen, who was my grad student, was there like pretty much my whole pregnancy.
Okay.
And so when Maya was born, because Helen was with me during those times where she hears sounds and she's constantly obviously hearing Helen's voice. And I don't know, it's like month 2, month 3 when babies can pick up their head. I can't remember what it was, but Helen left a week before Maya was born.
Amen.
And I was Skyping Helen, just be like, oh, look at Maya, But Maya was lying on the bed, and the moment Helen's voice came across the computer, Maya just looked up and was like, Papa? It was just like that. I know that voice. That's why Helen has the name Papa Helen.
It's good music, no? So Papa Helen. Okay.
So Papa
I get
Helen.
it now. Because you're like, oh, that right there is a Papa Helen move. I'm like, oh, that's cool. They're doing something in remembrance of their dead friend or something. That's what I thought.
No, Helen is very much alive.
Brittany has booted herself off.
Oh.
Listen, Chad. You just calm the hell down with that stuff. Okay?
That's a little too heavy for me.
Yeah. We're not listening to Vengeance and Bloodgood. All right. So
all I can think of is Striper back in the 80s, man.
Oh, yeah. To hell. Yep. Remember? They did that. They came out because of Shout at the Devil with Motley Crue. It's a very good marketing ploy for Christian rockers. Yep. But they could play. There's some songs that they did on their later albums that were actually pretty damn good once they got away from that genre. I actually used to like Striper. When I was a kid, I liked them all. I didn't care who you were. Striper, Motley Crue, Iron Maiden, anybody that was out there jamming rock, I don't care what you were preaching. I actually liked it. So that's the way to do it, right? Brit's internet stopped connecting. Of course it did. Well, that's okay.
That's like Florida. That sounds like Florida. Just the internet just going out.
I do not have Discord, Regat. I do not have that, but we are here. You can find us on our social media, The Motley Croc Show on Instagram, Dr. Marissa Tejas on Instagram, and Reptile Nerd right there at Reptile Nerd. You can find us all on there. You can see us on Lost Monster Files, and you'll see us doing a lot of other crazy shit here coming up in the near future. So with that being said, since Brittany's locked out, we'll go ahead and end the show for the night, and I appreciate it. We're an hour and 30 minutes in, and it's been fun. Thanks for all the questions and comments, and yeah, probably, Chad, probably. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully with some more fun stuff. Marissa will be out here. So Marissa will be here next week. So we'll try to do a live show where I think we'll have Ant with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
back at you, Seth.
We will see you guys. Thank you, Seth. Love you too, brother. And we will go for the night. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming.